You a football fan? All your whole life? You notice how football's whack now? Things are changing. It seems like, look, this may be old thinking, okay? Now, when I came up, you a football fan? No? He's not. Like, what dude? Like, that shocked me. Like, dudes are football fans. Oh, I don't just live to violent. Like, football, it's not like the game. When I came up, dude, football was it was gladiators. It was angry. It was just like when we hit somebody. When I played, if you hit somebody and he didn't get up, like we didn't hold hands with the other team and pray, like hold hands and everyone prays for him to get up. We used to do a Indian, like sell a hump dance circle around, like and be like, and our crowd's like, he's paralyzed. That's right. We be looking for his mother crying, be like, that's right, lady. That's what you get for letting him out here with killers.
Oh, that is the great late Patrice ONeal. And this is the Malcolm Go podcast. It is, what day is it? It is October now. October 2nd, 2019. Tony and Tyler here after a big victory in Buffalo this past week. Of course, we had to start with that appropriate YouTube video because of the occurrences that happened this past weekend in the NFL. That egregious hit that Josh Allen put on Jon Jones.
I tweeted it. I'm waiting for that fine to come down from the NFL. This is just ridiculous.
Suspensions. We need suspensions.
I thought we were taking lowering the helmet out of football.
Seriously. Well, I thought we were taking it seriously. Goodell said it was going to be taken serious. Those hits do not belong in the NFL.
What was worse? I mean, it's a toss-up. Burfix, whatever that fucking guy. I mean, the guy hardly even tapped him compared to what Josh Allen did to Jon Jones. I mean,
let's face it. Vontaze Burfict shouldn't be allowed to play outside of a jail cell. I think he should probably be in prison.
I think that's fucking horseshit. To suspend a guy for an entire year without pay?
Dude, it's the 11th time he's been suspended. 11.
Yeah, but they just, like, certain guys, once you get suspended, it's like, you saw what happened with the
Gordon.
weed today. They were like, exactly with Josh Gordon. Like, he gets suspended for weed all the time.
Yeah.
Calvin Johnson said he never played a game not high.
Yeah, so did, what's his face?
Percy Harvin.
Harvin.
Yeah, everyone played. The best
I learned that from that ESPN show that was awesome back in the day. And they had like eight show episodes because you remember it was called Playmakers. It came out when I was like a freshman in college, and we watched it. Like, this show's awesome. And it was all about like a fake NFL team where they were like Omar Gooding from Wild and Crazy Kids was the main character, and he was like doing heroin before games, snorting, like doing 8 balls at halftime. And the NFL's like, you can't. This is crazy. you're like our biggest advocate, and you're showing professional football players like this. You can't do this, and they just canceled the show and like never got picked up again.
When I was a freshman in high school, the entire football team used to like take pills, do bumps of coke, and I was like, "Is this what everyone has to do to play football?" Turns out they went 0-11.
No, that's what you do when you want to party, and you're from Saugus.
It didn't really work out per se, but
it wasn't for winning.
No,
listen, the best game. I hate that I get sucked into such glory days conversations with you because you're a big Sachem. I was a big Sachem, and so we went to play Lynn English on a Friday night, which is the best because they used to be in the old Manning Bowl, which is fucking the Rolling Stones played there, like fucking like mega hits. Like
you didn't go under the Manning Bowl, like when you were a kid, like you get allowed to play at like Papuana, you had to sit at the field for hours, so you could play throughout all the stadiums. You'd run around, climb under the bleachers. At Manning Bowl, you weren't allowed to for the threat of stepping on a needle.
Yeah,
like it was a fact. Like if
it was horrible.
Yeah,
in the late years, it was just falling down. Like you couldn't it was a big bowl, hence the Manning Bowl, right? So the actual outside of it made like a bowl. So the top half of the stands were like above ground, so like you could walk under them and shit. And they were crumbling so bad that they had to put chain link fence around it so kids didn't go under there and just get destroyed by boulders of concrete. Yeah, just rebar sticking out in their eyes. So anyway, first time we ever show up, this is Saugus Sachems. I mean, this is the height of OxyContin and Coke and everyone partying and fucking losing, getting laid anyway, and just having a great time. And so we went on the bus, and this is awesome because we never get to go to Lynn, which is, it's a spectacular place to go anytime you can. So we're heading over there in the bus. It's a night game, Friday night. So time we get over there, 6 o'clock, driving over. Our best player, he's the running back, the star running back, and the safety, leading tackler on the team, which you're a good team when your safety is the leading tackler. So he's really, really fucking good. I mean, he's been good his whole life. So we get about halfway there, and everyone's just like, what the fuck's up with him? What's going on with him? And you just see he's like jittery, like fucking like losing his mind. So he had taken like 4 Stacker 2s, and at that time there was still ephedra in it.
What's a Stacker 2?
A Stacker 2 is a diet pill, basically. So,
yeah.
So it's like a diet pill with but at the time it had ephedra in it, which was like killing people.
I love the good old days when
NFL people.
They used to give you pills like that, like you could buy them at GNC until they figured out, like, no, this is actually. They just load them with shit until they figure out, you probably shouldn't give this out.
Yeah, no, it killed like a Minnesota Vikings guy. They were so bad. You were supposed to take 1 a day. He took 4 at once without ever taking it before. His heart rate, like resting, was like 190. Insane. So the team doctor, whatever, was like, you can't play. If you get hit in the chest, your heart's just gonna stop. So we got there anyway. We were sitting outside and fucking we had to like go at the old minor league baseball field. That's where we had to stretch. No lights, and all the kids from Lynn were on top of the Manning Bowl hurling bottles onto us. We were up 13-7 with like 2 minutes to go. And we lost on a touchdown, on the late one, like the last second touchdown.
That's every game.
That was our best game, though, I ever played in. We almost had it. And all I remember from that was looking at our best player, be like, fucking guy, we could have had it.
He
if
never
didn't take
played?
all those stacks. No, they wouldn't let him.
Oh, Jesus.
The doctor was like, you're going to die if you go out there. I mean, that's Saugus Sachem. That's Saugus Sachem football, baby.
I just don't think.
Can you feel it?
I just don't think they really should have kicked that guy out of the league.
Who, Perfect?
To suspend a guy.
I don't think they can kick him out of the league. He's just,
but without
he's
pay
literally
for a year. That's a lot of fucking money. Like, why does he not get paid? I don't understand. Like how
he's not playing. He's
the Players
literally
Association
the guy. Again, he is the poster boy of CTE givers. Like he is whoever started CTE. He's the guy that like the patient zero. He's the guy that's gonna give it to people.
But the NFL doesn't care about players' health.
No, not so much anymore because they have that settlement. But I'm telling you now,
they cared. The only reason they started caring was because they got sued.
Kept getting sued.
It wasn't they were like, oh shit, we just found out that players are getting. It was like, oh no, Junior Seau shot himself in the chest.
One of the best
to preserve
players in
his
the world.
brain. Yeah, one of the most revered linebackers in the history of the game shot himself in the chest to save his brain. And then the NFL was like, maybe
we'll look into it. Will Smith making a movie. We got to do something about it. Remember, nobody remembers he drove off a cliff maybe a year or two earlier. Remember that? And he was in an accident, and everyone was asking. He was like, he just didn't talk about it. Clearly, he was just trying to kill himself.
I mean, it's. But now they come out and they're like, oh, all we care about is player safety, and they do all this horseshit to show how they're making the game safer. Yeah. It's like, go fuck yourselves, you phony cocksuckers.
Did you watch Bill Romanowski's reaction video to that?
No.
But first of all, Bill Romanowski is legitimately a serial killer. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
He's that guy, if he didn't play football, is problematic in society.
I wonder what he's doing now.
I don't know, but he should be kept underground. Because after I watched this video where he was like, perfect, it's kill or be killed. He was fucking losing, he was on the field, losing his mind. And I watched a compilation of his most vicious, illegal hits. He stepped on a guy's face, spit in a guy's face, kicked people in the nuts, punched people in the jaw. He broke Kerry Collins' jaw in a preseason game.
That's fun.
His own teammate in practice, I think training camp, he ripped his helmet off and punched his eye socket in and broke it and ended his career.
Oh, maybe the guy shouldn't have gotten his way. But there's
goddamn playing linebacker for the Raiders.
It did happen it was 2 or 3 years ago where defenders were so afraid to hit people that they were kind of getting laid out.
Yeah.
Because it was they were getting destroyed because it was
I think Gronkowski maybe played in the greatest era. I don't know. That's kind of an interesting question. If Gronkowski was allowed to play in the 70s, do you think he would have been more dominant or less dominant? because they would have been able
more
to have
dominant in the sense that like if Dan Marino was throwing the ball, nobody would have been able to cover him. Yeah. But less dominant in the sense that he would have none of his body would have worked. They would have fucking killed him.
Here's the thing though, because they couldn't hit up high, they hit down low and tore his knees apart and his back apart for years. If they were able to hit him up high, like
they
early,
knocked him out.
But the old NFL was like, all right, you got a concussion. I'll see, fucking suck it up. Like you're playing in the third quarter.
That's true. But there was also that level of like, it's almost like hockey where, one guy scores 2 goals and then they send the goon out to punch him to fight him to slow him down. Like they would have just blindsided him, like, 15-yard penalty. Like, man, we're fine with that. Like we don't.
Wrong. We just can't stop him.
Yeah, they would have taken him out. We're like, you couldn't really do that to running backs.
Yeah.
Like, you could hit him, but, like, those guys, I mean, it's not the same as a tight end over the middle.
No. Burfict, I just think, is just a dirtbag. All the things he's done is, like, it's like 1960s era shit you hear about, but it's all televised with 10 million cameras around the world. Not even around, just 10 million cameras on the field constantly on every single play that they can have 360 views down to the quarter inch of what's happening.
I can never wrap my head around the 360 view. None of it makes sense to me. Like, how do they just turn the camera and I don't get it.
There's several cameras around the stadium and it just, they just panoramic it basically.
Just fucking, I don't know.
I mean, I didn't invent it. I'm assuming that's somewhat of the science of it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess but it still doesn't like how they like zoom in at. How do they? I don't know. It really does confuse me.
Well, we're not smart.
I'm a simple
people.
boy.
Yeah, we're not smart here. Anyway, it's like he's like trying to break people's ankles, like in plain view of the fans, like rip each other's literally like poke each other's eyes and shit. And you're like, you're on TV. Everyone knows what's happening here. You can't do it anymore. No. But he does it. That's the problem with him. And then like this guy is like. That he hit was like a known good guy. I watched it like full motion, and the tight end did look like he was getting up, but it was so clear as day, like against like not the rule. Like the rule was always you can't launch or hit with the crown of your helmet. He did both of those, right to his helmet.
But I don't know. It's tough to.
I mean, he's just an animal. He's like an animal.
Yeah, I mean,
he was like the #1 recruit in the nation. He was supposed to go to USC, and they're like, "You're fucking crazy. You can't come here." So he had to go to Arizona State, and like he was so crazy there, but was so good, and everyone was like, "You can't. Nobody can draft him." Literally, he was like a first-round talent, and everyone was like, "Don't draft him. He's crazy." So he went undrafted on like draft night, even though he was a first-round talent. And the Bengals signed him, and he was good for a couple years.
He was a monster.
And then he went nuts again and was trying to kill like fucking Pittsburgh Steelers.
Hit against Antonio Brown is fucking insane. Yeah. When he just literally it's literally like a knockout, like a Mike Tyson knockout punch. Like he hit him right in the jaw with his brutal.
Yeah. He's crazy. And I don't remember who he was trying to break their ankle underneath the do you remember that one? He was underneath the pile. It must have been a running back because he was underneath the pile. He had him by the leg and was turning his foot to break it.
Good for him.
He's fucking. I mean, that's old school.
Yeah, that's just classic. That's just good wholesome football.
That's how I played my football back in the days. Not quite as crazy, but I did stuff like that. Just mostly out of my own inability to make plays. I was like, this will hurt him worse.
Yeah. I played football like I was a punter. Yeah. Trying to cover a kick. Like I was a safety. Like, let's not get too close and just come on. Use the hands up and not really get hit.
Come on, guys. We got Thanksgiving's later this year. I'd like to get to that game and then eat. I don't want to lose too bad. Nothing's really going to change in my life if we lose.
What'd you think of the game though?
It was good. The more I watch the Buffalo Bills, I'm impressed with the team. I just hate Sean McDermott so much.
Oh, yeah, he was awful.
He's awful. He's a whine bag. He was crying after the game about Jon Jones. No place in the game for that. I hope he really doesn't feel like that. Because that was not even... I mean, if you watch that from, like... If you're looking at it from Josh Allen's back, it literally looks like he was just standing there, and Josh Allen dove into him, which was basically what happened. So, like, if you look at it, if you're looking at Jon Jones's back, it looks like
he knocked him out.
He looked like he fucking KO'd Josh Allen, right? The other way, it looks like he's being assaulted. It looks like Jon Jones being assaulted, which is what's happening, basically. He's being dragged down by Daron Harmon. Josh Allen's trying to make a first down, so he dives. He's 6'5". Jon Jones is 5'10", 50 pounds lighter. So he just like ducks it. Even Belichick stuck up for him. Was like, no, fuck that. That's how we coach. If that's wrong, I guess we have to figure it out. But that's not what was happening. So
yeah,
that was bullshit.
That was horrible. I hate that call more than anything. It's arguably my least favorite call of this Super Bowl run was the Browner hit in San Diego when he fucking laid out Vernon Green and McCourty picked it off and ran it back to the house, and it was an awesome pick six. Yeah. Like the Pats don't get many like pick sixes like that where they weed through the offense on the, and it was the best play I've ever seen live, and they called a flag on that.
It was elite, and then they slowed it down and they're like, that's just a good football hit, but like you can't change it. You couldn't change it, and you still can't change that.
But it's the same thing. It's like anytime an offensive player looks like he gets hit pretty badly, they throw the flag because it's like, well, it didn't look good. Yeah. So something had to happen. And it's not the case. Because
it happens so fast, so they do the thing where like, better to throw the flag than not throw it.
Yeah, because if they don't throw the flag, they're like, can you believe the refs did him?
He's dead on the field. And dude, Josh Allen legitimately knocked out and was like, he might not even play this week.
It's legitimately like nerds. Like fantasy football has brought all these nerds.
It has ruined it.
Into watching football. And they're like, oh, well, this is just aggressive. And women watching football. It's the same combination of like, fine, you want to expand the game to that people. And like, the league makes way more money, all that shit. It's cool, but it's not.
You don't belong here.
Let's
face it.
Like, put on some Big Ten football. Like, that's what I'll watch, all right? I'll just watch
Black and Blue division. Let's go.
But I don't know. It's just, and all these.
I'm going to put on some Bears tapes from the 30s.
Like, seriously, like the Rams coach, now it's like the Green Bay coach.
They're all handsome.
All these fucking
young,
nerd dorks.
Tight khakis.
Yeah. We're never like.
Windbreakers.
Yeah, never really like learned how to like develop that kind of personality when they were younger. So now they have this. It's a real common. They have this like this power when they're old, and they just have this weird energy about them because they never. It's like always like they're trying to stick it to someone who never did anything to them.
They didn't pay their dues. Is what I'm saying. I want my coach in his 60s, grizzled, wearing a hooded sweatshirt, miserable because he slept 3 hours that week thinking about what the Tennessee Titans punter is going to do if he runs a fucking fake handoff sweep. That's what I want my coach to do.
Two best coaches in football are in their 60s, overweight, and fucking, just him and Andy Reid.
Yeah,
they're fucking money.
Fat, sleep in their couch on their fucking office for 2 hours a night, wake up at 3 a.m., hit the treadmill. Well, not Andy Reid, but Belichick hits a treadmill, watch more film, break down more film. I mean, that's what I need my coach to. I don't need fucking a sideline model with a fancy offensive game plan. No. Give me the defensive-minded coach. Give me the defensive-minded coach that's going to dominate all those guys for the rest of time.
No. Yeah, you think Belichick's eating keto?
No.
Like these fucking loser nerds? Like, get the fuck out.
Belichick's having a nice nice piece of bread. Just bread. Yeah. That's what he probably just eats a roll with butter on it and cheese, and he just dips it into sauces that they array for him amongst the table.
Like Green Bay goes on a skid. Maybe they lose like 6 or 7 in a row. Yeah. Like linebackers or D linemen, like walking by their head coach, give him a shoulder bump. Like, don't move their shoulder as he's walking by. And he's, sorry, man. Like, didn't mean to bump you there. Like, the coach just panics and just.
Back when I was in the hood, they would call they man check you. That was when they man check you. So yeah, that fucking Sean McDermott really bugs me. He's got douchey Sean McVay face.
He's kind of in that same group. Like, he has that like whiny fucking little attitude about him too. It's like, shut the fuck
Did you see him? Like, he's really digging into like the Buffalo attitude of like everybody cheats. All the Patriots all cheat and they're all pieces of shit. Do you see him shooing off Belichick's son and like the other kid?
Off the
sidelines.
Like they can't stand in the booth and watch everything that's going on.
Or like get rid of the 65,000 people in the stadium that are watching the same exact thing.
Yeah, it's like
anybody cares your quarterback's overthrowing a wide receiver during walkthroughs.
It really isn't honestly embarrassing. Like, it's not. If you think that coaches watching you like 5 minutes is really affecting like the outcome,
they're wearing the fucking gear. Like, they're wearing Patriots logos. You think that they would just, let's go cheat and steal all their signs.
I'm
going to steal all their plays. I'm going to get it. Maybe I can get in their huddle if I get close enough.
Fucking nonsense.
But he's digging in, like, and the Buffalo fans will love that shit.
How about the Brady game manager takes this week?
It's stupid. I mean,
hilarious.
It's you have one bad game. And like all of a sudden, your game manager
necessarily had a bad game. He had one
the
bad
offense
play.
Had a bad game.
Brady
he had
one bad play. That was it.
Yeah.
Did he miss a receiver the entire game? Did he miss a throw?
The fucking wide receivers couldn't get open.
No one was open.
This was exactly like Detroit and Jacksonville last year. The only difference is that they won.
Yeah, the
people
defense
forget
played
that
great.
because we're in a time now where the Patriots still have the September dud like they've had the last 10 years, like where they just show up on a Sunday they're supposed to win and they shit the bed like last year in Detroit. I mean, I guess everyone thought Jacksonville was going to be a tougher team than they were, so that was kind of a dud. But like Miami the year before, they show up and they just suck. So this is what happened. Their defense played lights out. The offense sucked, and they had a dud. But the difference is the defense is so good that they were able to hold Buffalo to less points. So your defense is able to carry you. You should be happier for that. Like, this is not the norm. You're not going to keep the Patriots offense to whatever, how many points did they get? 6 points?
Yeah, there was just a lot of things I didn't like. Like, still not being able to run the ball this far in the season is a little weird. Like, they should be able to run the ball. They can't even come close to running the ball.
Well, there's so many issues with that. I mean, and that's what's been bugging me all week is like, Brady needs more weapons. He needs more weapons. I wish Antonio Brown would come back. What about Stephon Diggs? I'm like, no, listen. The wide receivers are the least of my worries. They can't run the ball. Why do you think nobody's open? Their best attribute for 20 years has been play action. Whenever Brady would turn his back, right? So if he turns his back to do a handoff, 99% of the time someone's wide open. You know what I mean? If he turns the back to his defense, everyone fucking crashes the line. So he's so good at it. But Sony Michel can't run because A, you got a backup center in. 2, you got a fucking left tackle that you signed off the street 2 weeks ago. Shaq Mason isn't playing great.
No,
Rob Gronkowski retired, and you have literally nobody that can fucking...
You have a 225-pound tight end.
Yeah, that can't block, can't
good.
catch. I mean, what do you expect? They're trying their best. They have fucking Tooney's good, and Shaq Mason's pretty good. Devlin's out for the year.
Their two best blockers, arguably, maybe in the run game, was Devlin and Gronk, and they're both gone.
Yeah,
that fullback they had in there, like
he
stands people up.
Yeah.
But Devlin used to drive people back. Like Devlin, when he was in the hole, like it opened. Yeah. He doesn't let the hole get closed, which is like, whatever. But
I feel like they're good with a scripted play. So like the first play of the game, they hit it right, 15 yards, and that kid Johnson made a block.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh great. And then the very next play, he fucking blocked no one. Literally didn't get to. He went to the hole like nobody was there, and Sony Michel got blown up. I was like, what are you doing? Like he made like probably like 30% of his blocks throughout the day.
Even who's the left? Tooney. Even Tooney didn't really look that. He hasn't been looking that great.
But he's been the best lineman they had.
But he doesn't look like he missed a couple blocks on like pulls where he went through the line and just the guy came up and
I saw one where he missed badly. Just
he like
Tremaine
outside,
Edwards was like, or
if
Edmonds.
he just turned inside. He would have had Tony would have had a giant cap. But so. I mean,
there's a lot of problems with that. They're fucking way too predictable too. I read somewhere today where like Sony Michel when he's in the game, which all the hype all offseason was like, oh, Sony Michel going to catch the ball a lot this year. He got 13 catches in preseason. He looks great. He's doing his route trees. They haven't run him on a pattern yet. Every time he's in the field, like I feel like I don't know what the percentage was, but it was something crazy. It was like 99% of the time he's on the field, he gets a handoff.
It's almost like the Ben Jarvis Green Ellis days.
It almost is like, yeah.
Like he
would go in there and just run forward.
Yeah, at least. But Sony was a pass catcher.
If you needed 4 yards, he'd get you 4 yards. If you needed 5 yards, he'd get you 4 yards.
I don't know. Something's off. Obviously, the first couple games are weird. Like
it's September. It's extended training camp. Scar will get it fixed. Plus, don't forget, you got Isaiah Wynn, chance to come back. You need him. Devlin could come back. I think he's done. Because, like Mike Reese put it well the other day, he's a fucking fullback with a neck injury on IR.
Yeah.
You're going to bring him back in the 8th, like in 6 weeks, and have him come out and get fucking... He was a neck roll, and he got a neck injury.
I honestly thought Myers was going to kind of show up more. Like, he's had a few catches.
He's not getting any run, though. You know what I mean? He barely plays. When he gets out there, he gets a catch, and then he just doesn't play again.
But he looks... It's weird because these other teams plug these receivers in.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the Patriots, it's a lot harder to get on the field. But these other teams, like, they'll have like rookies who just look like him.
Yeah.
And he'll just play and catch balls.
Yeah.
But the Patriots never do that. Like, if
No,
you
they
don't know
hide.
the system,
They hide they love to hide like a mid-round rookie. Not that, I mean, Myers is an undrafted guy, but they love to hide him his first year. So they did, if you remember, they did the exact same thing with Trey Flowers. They did the exact same thing with James White. Like they're doing it right now with Damian Harris.
Yeah.
Same thing.
I don't know how good he is. Or like,
They hide him
he can't
for
be
like a
better
year.
He can't be better than the guys I have.
At running the ball, he's probably better than, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know who he's
James
comparable
White,
to.
I would give James
He's better
White
than
more
Bolden.
carries.
That's who he's better than.
Yeah, who had a touchdown.
Yeah.
I don't understand how Bolden is.
Bolden's a good player. He's a good special teams player. He's like a good team guy. But
let's talk about
Sony Michel is clearly the best running back. Rex Burkhead's the best dual threat.
Yeah.
James White's the best pass catcher on the
But
team.
I also think James White is a better running back than
Sony Michel? No way.
sometimes if it's like 3rd and 4, I want James White getting the ball.
That's insane.
100%. I
That's
want it.
insane.
He got it. He got the first down this game.
No,
He
with a
just knows how
draw.
to get. He just knows how to like get.
He had
the
a couple
yardage.
good runs. Dude, Sony Michel is so good. When he has good blocking, he fucking takes over games.
Yeah, I mean overall, like if you would give someone 20 carries, James White wouldn't do what Sony did because he's not. But
Think
I
about
feel
the
like
playoffs last year.
If the playoffs,
against 2 good defenses and 1 bad defense, he fucking shredded them. The San Diego Chargers had a great defense last year. He ran all over them.
yeah, that was just. But I think that was the offensive line. Like Trent Brown was,
Of course it is.
a
But
machine.
once you get through the fucking first level, I mean, it's you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to be able to get there, and he hasn't been able to get there yet. You know how many
No,
times
it's not his fault
He
at
gets
all.
hit in the backfield. It must
Or
be
at the line of
65,
scrimmage.
65, 70% of the plays.
Yeah, he's getting
Has
hit
to
at
be.
the line of scrimmage every play.
Yeah.
Every play. Yeah, I don't know. It's like the receivers are kind of they are, like Edelman was clearly hurt. If you just watch
That's
that,
another thing. Is like
he
Edelman was hurt.
every play. Like the way he just stood up,
Yeah.
was like a boxer in like
He's
the 11th
miserable.
round.
Yeah. Exactly like Rocky at the end.
Yeah.
Or like fucking what do you call it? Like the Raging Bull. You didn't knock me down, Ray. Hey, Ray, you didn't knock me down.
That really is it. But I don't know. I mean, it's a good win. It's a road win in September. It's fine. Like, I don't think there's. I mean, they're gonna win the next 2 games by 70 points.
Yeah, exactly. And then everyone's gonna forget. That's the whole thing. It's like, oh, the offense sucks now. No, it doesn't. Do you guys watch the first 3 games? Like anybody watch it?
It definitely doesn't suck. It just
They had 1,000 points in 3 games.
they need to get healthy though. That's the problem.
People
They're
act-
already where they didn't have a lot of depth is where they're getting the injuries, which is just unfortunate.
But that's what I don't get is the people are crying. They need another weapon. The weapon's the problem. Brady got old in 1 week. No, the Buffalo Bills have probably a top 2 top 2 defense in the league. They were at home against with a raucous crowd.
And they wanted that win real bad.
Yeah, they've been
Like,
practicing
this is
for that
the one-
all year.
They
They're
thought
3-0.
Yeah, they thought they were getting the Patriots at home in September. They thought they were going to beat them. And I mean, also the one touchdown the defense let up was
Bullshit.
An absolute. It took them to 4th and 3rd and 1. They stopped him on the goal line, and 4th and 1, and he hardly got in.
Yeah,
That's
hardly.
how good this defense is.
6'5" quarterback barely could put, and they knocked out of his hand.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's one thing I was like, that's fucking. I was like, I guess they got it, but like,
No, that was a
how?
touchdown.
I was like, but how? How long does he have to have the ball? Like, I mean, it literally.
I don't think
touched
a second.
It literally like touched the white of the goal line, and somebody punched the shit out of it, and I was like, but then now it's I don't.
No,
That's
it's
a touchdown. I get.
If it was a catch, it's different.
They call it a
But-
break the plane. Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
so. He broke the plane, but I was like, but
He's a running back, so it's
Yeah.
it's like a little because who did that? Was it the Saints? Someone did that on 4th down.
that was depressing to me.
Someone did it on 4th down at like the 20. They were trying to get the first down, and the quarterback
Jumped over it.
reached the ball over,
Yeah.
and someone just took it out of his hands.
Swiped
it wasn't the goal line. Like,
Yeah.
you can't do that at the 20.
That's
Like, they just
that's
stripped him.
elite football awareness.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the time I went was at the Patriots Lions like 10, I don't know when it was 4 years ago. It was 2014, I think, and it was like the Lions weren't even in the game, but like Stafford was still playing, and they had to have this first down. It was like third and 9 or something, and at the 20, and he was driving and he went to the left. Nobody's open, so he scrambles. And I think Browner or like Revis came up from the cornerback to like tackle him or force him out, and he ran out a yard short of the line to gain when he could have got easily another 2. And I was like, you're just an idiot.
That is Stafford.
Yeah.
Which would have been a beautiful loss. If Casey lost this week in Detroit, that would have been beautiful.
Detroit looks really good. Like, they're buying in. I think we're all in on Detroit right now.
Detroit's not bad.
Yeah.
They have a good team.
And they shut down Mahomes as much as you can shut down Mahomes.
I watched the whole kind of second half of that game. I didn't see Trey Flowers once. Is he hurt?
No, he was playing. He didn't do shit. I watched a little bit. I saw him on the field. I was like, I'm not impressed.
Yeah,
I'd like to see his stats. I think he didn't play every game yet this year, but he's played some games. Let's see. Google. My producer is calling in from the other room saying that he had... What's that? Oh, wait. He's got 1 sack this year, 8 tackles, 1 forced fumble. So he's having a pretty... That's a pretty Trey Flowers-esque season.
Yeah, he'll wind up with 8 or 9 sacks.
Yeah. That's all Trey Flowers all day. 1 sack against Philadelphia.
Yeah. If there's a stat about never losing contain.
A forced fumble against Kansas City. Yeah, that's him all day. Exactly.
Contain loss 0.
Exactly. Ever losing. That's such a good that is perfect Trey Flowers. Getting out of football mode, being constantly locked in 100%. He would have constant locked in a mode. Yeah,
the defense is just fucking awesome.
It is. It's really good, and it's fucking impressing the shit out of me. I wanted to talk about too before we get down to the other stuff. I was going to start this game with a panic button for Steve Gostkowski, but just before we started the pod, they threw him on IR.
I've been arguing with everyone. Gostkowski is my boy, and now
it's
all these people who were
they're going to get their wish.
Yeah. Maybe we should get rid of Gostkowski. Gostkowski's the problem. All right, now he's gone. Are you guys fucking happy?
Let's see what happens when Joe fucking sucks a dick off the fucking street has to come kick on Sunday against an NFL team. Hasn't kicked a meaningful kick in at least a year.
Oh, let's have this guy try to hit a field goal to make the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly.
Great. Do you not? Who'd you rather have kick that ball, Gostkowski or fucking some dumb?
Steven Gostkowski is fucking. Obviously, he had something wrong with him. He tore his hip or something. They're having surgery tomorrow. He's out for the year.
And he's probably been kicking on a bad hip all year.
Yeah, all year. So, it's not like his fucking problem. I'm telling you, everyone always focuses. He does have bad mistakes in the playoffs. And, meaningful games, he'll have a mistake. Against the Broncos, 5 years ago in the AFC Championship game. He missed an extra point. Fucking last year, he mixes an extra point or a field goal in the Super Bowl every time. But he also kicked a field goal in the Super Bowl last year to win it. He also kicked a fucking 50-yard...
2 field goals in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and he kicked a 48-yard field goal in Kansas City in the freezing cold to give him a 10-point lead late in the third.
He hit all those extra points in that game. It's like...
They select. They just select.
Imagine being the Chicago Bears, and the reason why you didn't move on was because your kicker...
hit the fucking field goal post. At home.
4 times.
Yeah.
Gostkowski misses 1 extra point, and everyone's like, "Ma."
Fuck you. The problem is you don't remember. So, he has far better numbers than Adam Vinatieri ever had. Ever. He's 6 points better than him. 6 percentage points. And that's not, accumulated numbers, you know what I mean? Because Vinatieri's got a million more kicks. Percentage is percentage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, he's 6 percentage points better than him. He's never missed a field goal in overtime. He's, one of the highest kicking field goal percentages, plus 40 ever. One of the highest in the fourth quarter ever. When he gets to clutch, he kills it. He fucking he's the best kick-offer in the league by far.
Yeah.
He'll drop the ball like a fucking Bocce Pellini. What a Ginzo fucking reference. Right at the 1 yard line if he wants.
How fantastic would it be? And I think this might happen. The Patriots go in to Sunday in Washington.
No kicker.
And I think it's going to happen.
It might. They tried out 4 kickers today, and they were like, nah, none of you are any good. No. They have to, there's nobody left. I don't know. I'm telling you, there's nobody else that can kick.
I've been yelling about this for weeks now. Yeah. There aren't good kickers in the NFL.
Nobody understands. I was fighting with this guy on Twitter. I was like, fuck him. He's been bad for 4 years. I was like, who's better than him? Somebody was like, oh, yeah, well, that's what does it. He's like, field goal percentage all time doesn't mean anything. Dan Bailey is 1% behind. I was like, Dan Bailey's one of the best kickers of all time.
He's awesome. Yeah, he had a fucking giant
like,
leg in Miami for fucking years.
I was like,
there's like Hauschka, who's good. Greg the leg, and that's it. I don't know another kicker that I would want.
There's really no exactly. Justin Tucker is good.
Oh, Tucker. Yeah, Tucker is good.
Yeah.
After that, like
who's
good?
Nobody.
I don't know another kicker that's good. Matthew Prater. Do you want a guy who drags his wife across the kitchen floor?
There's 30 What is there? 32 kickers in the league. I want 3 of them or 4, and now we have to get the guys that the other 32 teams didn't want.
We had one of the top 5 or 10 best kickers in football, and everyone was acting like, oh, he's not Tom Brady, so fuck him. Like,
he didn't win a Super Bowl twice with a kick. So even though he missed fucking 400 kicks during the season, or missed 2 in the Super Bowl one time that nobody remembers,
it's fucking infuriating.
They forget that Vinatieri missed 2 field goals against the Carolina Panthers.
We don't forget.
I don't. I never forget.
No,
I remember every play from every Super Bowl, from every game, and I remember that those fucking things were shanked.
Yeah.
So anyway, now we're gonna be stuck with I don't even know. It doesn't matter. They worked out like 4 guys today, and they were like, these guys stink. And now they're gonna bring in another batch of people tomorrow, and they'll stink. They
aren't kickers.
Yeah.
There just aren't.
So Jake Bailey's a kicker. He can kick field goals a little bit.
Who's that?
He's the punter.
Fuck that guy.
So he's gonna do kickoffs and punt, and he can kick field goals, but he has to hold. So like somebody else has to hold now. The whole thing's fucked up.
I don't even think he's that great of a holder.
No, he stinks.
I'm saying that
everybody stinks.
Gostkowski's missed field goals are on his holds. There's 3 guys in a field goal execution.
Cardona's nails. He puts that ball. He puts that ball on target every time.
Yeah.
And he's a military man.
Cruise missile into
and a patriot.
A cruise missile into a hospital in Yemen. He never misses.
So anyway, it's like who knows? I just hate everybody was like Gostkowski sucks. Even I got into it. Like you called me out on Twitter. People would call me out on Twitter because I've been talking shit all day about how Gostkowski's one of the best kickers of all time. Nobody wants to hear it, and now we're stuck with Joe sucks a dick, fucking kicking field goals. He's gonna watch whoever they sign. I guarantee you misses a field goal on Sunday. Guarantee it.
Did this podcast like to do a bit where we press a panic button on the kicker from time to time? Sure. We might
go back in time
and
listen to the pod. You might hear a panic button or 2
on the kicker. From time to time, yes,
but that's who you do a panic button on. Listen, everybody freaks out about a kicker. It's the most shit on position in sports, maybe besides hockey goalie.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's another one where it's like, we need to get rid of the best goalie in hockey. If you're a Bruins fan,
he gave up one. He gave up 1 goal because against the best team in the NHL.
He was the best player in the playoffs, but he's the problem why they lost. Yeah. Not the fact that their best defenseman was 84 years old.
Yeah. 7 feet tall and looks like a giraffe chasing a fucking ball in between his legs.
Giraffe's my favorite animal.
Yeah, so it's just fucking it's inane. I was fighting. I don't remember his name, but I gave him like 6. Now I'm pissed off, and I got to listen to his fucking thing he said to me because it was like 6 fucking things that he said, and I wanted to fight him. Shit. Sorry. Oh yeah. So I go, what is that? I said this is about Gostkowski. It was 10-3 against one of the best offenses of all time that drove right down the field, only to be intercepted first and then attempt a field goal. Also missed, by the way, on their last 2 drives. It's not exactly a no-pressure situation. Talking about Gostkowski's winning field goal. And he goes, the Rams only had 260 yards. They weren't scoring if you took half the defense off the field. I was like, okay, so I guess we don't need kicker points then, because kicker points don't matter. This whole thing started with, literally, I was like I told you, he said, Dan Bailey's 1 percentage point behind Gostkowski all time. Anyone can do it. I said, what? Dan?
I would take Dan Bailey right now.
First of all, Dan Bailey's ridiculously good. If you wanted to make a point, you should have said anybody else. I want to see somebody. Let me see somebody. He said some stupid stuff. He missed a big field on each game. Fuck it. It doesn't matter. I'm just pissed off about it. Anyway, I put together like 10 points. Nobody remembers in 2006 when they went on the road and beat San Diego, the best team in the league that year. And Steven Gostkowski, a rookie, won the game on a field goal. But whatever. Anyway.
He's won plenty of games. He had plenty of big kicks. Like, yeah, it really is frustrating. I mean,
nobody wants to remember that stuff.
Maybe we can get one of the Gramatica brothers to come back out of retirement.
I don't know. Do you remember that guy that was really good for Florida State and then just came in the NFL and was terrible? He was drafted by Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
and he was
kind of high.
Roberto. It was like Roberto something.
In like the third or fourth round.
Really high. I think it might have been the second round. Aguilar. Is that right? I don't know. Aguilero, something like that.
That sounds like a Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. No, he was a Cuban or a Mexican or something, but he was a little fucking soccer player, and he dominated kicking field goals at Florida State. He was like 99.999% all time. He was drafted in the second round and was terrible in Tampa Bay. Let's get him and fucking turn him into a good kicker.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going to happen, but I honestly think they're going to go into Sunday with no kicker.
That would be all-time Belichick. Just use that, just like, who knows, just throw the ball, just go for 2 every time. No field goals.
Edelman will kick extra points.
They could win.
Something like that is going to happen. Like,
yeah.
Jamie Collins
just
probably
go for no
could
field
kick
goals.
Extra points.
Yeah, go for no field goals, and then this wouldn't be a terrible game to try it. Fuck it.
Did you see Collins' leap over?
Yeah, elite.
That was nuts.
I got rock hard when I saw it. I was like, it's back, baby. The Collins leap.
That was nuts.
And fucking that also meant Sean McDermott went nuts because he doesn't know the rules.
Yeah, that was awesome.
If you could jump the line, but you can't touch a guy, right? So I didn't know that even.
You can't jump to center though.
Right.
You can't jump to center. You can jump the line, but you can't touch anyone.
So he jumped the guard, didn't touch anybody, made the guy push it to the left. So good.
Oh, that was
classic.
great.
Jamie Collins, Defensive Player of the Year, has to be.
It's ridiculous.
His stats are insane. He's got like 11 tackles for loss. Right now he's got 3.5 sacks, 4 pass defensed, 3 interceptions, a touchdown, and 11 tackles for loss.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, between him and McCourty is ridiculous.
McCourty's shredding right now.
That pick he had.
He's gonna be. Yeah.
That looked like in practice when you're like you're scrimmaging or whatever, and they're like, just at the end of the play, just throw the ball because you have to throw it because there's no reason of just not throwing it. It
was
practice.
A bullet.
So he just lobbed that ball up like. That was the easiest pick I've ever seen. He just lofted over and McCoy just jumped up and grabbed
99 miles an hour he threw that ball though, on a line.
That was the easiest. McCourty's?
Yeah. Is that
that
the
was
one you're
the
talking
easiest pick I've seen all year.
You're thinking of the wrong game. Are you thinking about the Jets game when it just like fell into his hands when he was sitting there by himself?
No, that was pretty easy. But McCourty's ball when he just cut right in front of the guy.
Yeah, but he had to jump and make a great catch.
He jumped and made a great catch, but that's like... They make that. That's what I'm saying. That was like a practice throw. He should have never even come close to throwing the ball. McCourty was baiting him.
I think we're all in the same. I think we're all in the same. The same area of the in our minds where Josh Allen is just terrible. He's like,
oh yeah, he's bad.
That guy, he's not going to be good. Like somebody was like on Twitter, the Bills fan was like, Jon Jones knocked him out. He should be suspended. Josh Allen was ready to come in and win like he always does. It's like he's played fucking 4 games in his NFL career. What do you mean like he always does?
And honestly, so how many plays did you watch Brady throw the ball away?
That's why his percentage was terrible. Probably 11 times. Yeah,
maybe 15 times. Brady even passes where he turned and overthrew guys. It was on purpose because they were covered. These rookie quarterbacks don't do that. It's like if he never threw those picks, Buffalo would have won the game.
Yeah,
and all his picks were horrendous,
horrible.
Trying to make a play when you didn't have to. Brady was like, well, just let the defense make a play. And they just did that the entire game. If Buffalo did that, they would have the better field. They would eventually score. They the best field position the entire game.
It's
just so.
He was throwing balls off his back foot when guys were open, like 4-yard gains. Guys were wide open for like what's his name? That little midget from Dallas.
Beasley.
Yeah, Beasley was like he was open on little Edelman routes underneath a couple times, and Allen threw like deep balls, getting them batted away. J.C. Jackson flashing that all-pro talent I've been telling everybody about.
J.C. Jackson.
Nobody wants to listen to me. I'm telling you.
Jason McCourty had a couple big plays.
Yeah, he read that throwback pass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
He also had one too where he was somehow spun around and then out of nowhere just deflected the ball away.
Yeah, he's a good player. I mean, dude, I love what Belichick's doing with J.C. Jackson because J.C. Jackson is so clearly the second best corner on this team. Like it's so clear to me that he's the second best corner on this team, like by leaps and bounds. But he's making I'm telling you, he's making Jason McCourty play ahead of him to like keep him grounded.
Well, because McCourty is playing fantastic.
Yeah,
but JC could be the better player, so he's trying to make him really earn the spot.
Everything. He's like trying to humble him, like before God. Basically, is what he's saying. But he's better than Butler ever was.
It's kind of like in Hoosiers when they made him play with 4 guys at one point.
I didn't see that movie.
You never saw Hoosiers?
No.
I'm gonna be honest. I watched it this weekend.
Yeah,
It's
I know what
great.
it's about. Like everybody, there are a bunch of white guys in Indiana, and they play basketball. I don't know.
Yeah,
Gene
yes.
Hackman's the coach.
Yeah. At one point, one of the guys, he has a rule where you have to pass the ball 4 times before you're allowed to shoot.
Yeah.
And one guy does it. He just starts shooting the ball.
Yeah.
And then he calls timeout and benches him. And he goes, "Get on the bench." And they go, We need a 5th guy. So they benched him, and then one of the guys fouls out.
Yeah.
So then the guy who they benched, tries to get up and get on the court, but they only have 6 players.
Ah.
And so he's like, "Where are you going?" He
Yeah.
goes, "We only have 4 guys." He goes, "No, sit back down. You're not going in there." And they finish the game with 4 guys and lose.
That's a
it's
shame.
good.
Got to
Movie's
pass
good.
4 times.
Yeah, got to pass 4 times.
That sounds like my 5th grade basketball coach when we were just a bunch of white Ginzo kids going to Lynn and dominating everyone because we were so good at fundamentals. We were literally like he invented Saugus basketball, like town basketball, like just these bunch of little white kids squirrely around like little fucking Kevin McHale's and Larry Bird, and we would just shoot just layups, 5 passes, 2-3 zone, dominate.
Got to put it 2-3 zone.
We would dominate teams. The only team we lost to was another school in Lynn called Connery, and they had a kid that was Cambodian, and he had a ridiculous haircut, but he was better than everybody.
Yeah, that can happen.
You hate to see it. I think he impregnated his teacher later on in life.
Oh, look at him.
Good for him, I
Yeah.
think.
I don't know. So what do we get with the Redskins?
We got the Skins this week,
I mean,
but
that doesn't even.
no, it doesn't even register on like the what's going on like this week.
Dwayne Haskins could be the worst quarterback of all. Like, if you watch him at Ohio State, he wasn't good. He could hit a wide receiver who was open if there was nobody within 10 yards of that receiver, which happened quite a bit at Ohio State. Like, they're so much better than everyone else in that
I watch
conference.
so little Ohio State, and I never trust. I just don't get into the preseason. I don't get into QB hype, and I will never get into a hype of a rookie quarterback. I don't care who it is playing the Patriots defense.
Oh, no.
Especially not this one.
Brady and Belichick are undefeated against first and second year quarterbacks.
Is that right?
Yes.
And maybe at home.
No, because they just beat Josh Allen, who's a second year quarterback.
Didn't they lose to Sanchez in the playoffs?
Maybe in his 3rd year?
Maybe that was his 3rd year.
Undefeated against first and second year quarterbacks.
I'm gonna find one in my head. I remember them losing to Colt McCoy and the Browns.
That might have been his 5th year in the league.
It might have
He
been.
was backing up a few guys.
Yeah. You never know. I don't know. There's nobody over there that excites me. I mean,
He's definitely never lost to a rookie quarterback.
yeah, definitely never lost to a rookie.
And I heard
that I can
first
think
and
of.
second.
Like Deshaun Watson came close, I think, maybe.
Yeah, they beat that. They beat him. at the end.
Mahomes was good.
Mahomes is now it's his 3rd year, but they
Oh
also
yeah,
beat
because
him
last year
twice
was his second year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. So like,
There
don't know.
isn't one.
no, I can't think of
He-
one, but
Bel-
it's driving me
Belichick's-
nuts.
Yeah, he's they're ridiculously.
Well, like you could tell, like just players, like so most of these colleges come from like now a lot of players just come from like air raid offenses. They're like guys that like at Texas Tech or like now like the entire Pac-12 or even the Big Ten. A lot
Big
of
12, yeah, they're
yeah,
all
Big
like that.
12. There's like no defense anymore. So like I watched like Luke Falk. Like he was pretty good at Washington State, and like that guy Gardner Minshew, whatever,
Yeah.
in Jacksonville, like they went to Washington State. I was like, yeah, they can throw the ball all over the place. If you're gonna ask this motherfucker to read the Patriots defense when they're disguising something, he's dead. He's no chance he's gonna be able to do it.
There's also that pass where you have to throw it like in between 2 safeties and
Yeah.
over the linebacker, which you don't have to make that throw in college because other guys are just open
Yeah.
all the time.
And it's crazy, but like even Mahomes is a fucking Texas Tech guy, air raid guy, and he's
just
like
different.
he's just like really good. But did you see that thing this week where everyone was like blowing themselves over it? Like he ran, it was literally nothing. I don't know what I'm missing. Like the guy like Wingo again retweeted today. Like I saw it all day Sunday, and then it came up like Wingo like, oh, the level of swag is unbelievable. I was like, what? The level of swag? Literally, I'm not joking, and I'm not a Mahomes denier. I like him. He's a good player. He's a great player. But
I don't like him, but he is good.
He's really fucking good, and I don't think he's like a fucking splash in the pan. Like he's only going to be good like for a couple of seasons. Like I was watching him, and like people just like they come all over themselves when they see him play. Like I don't know what it is, but they need somebody to be like excited about. Like it was like that with Rodgers for a little while. And now, like
Russell
Mahomes is
Wilson.
like this. It's just like I tweeted last week. I was like, the Patriots have been beating the greatest quarterback I've ever seen. This is the best young quarterback I've ever seen since 2001.
Rodgers
They've been doing
is
it
turning out
forever.
to be one of the most overrated quarterbacks
He's not overrated. He just can't win.
I think that kind of makes you a bit overrated.
Yeah.
He won that one Super Bowl with that defense that was loaded. And, obviously every
Charles
team
Woodson and all those guys,
wins a
Clay Matthews.
Super Bowl has a loaded like, so doesn't Brady all the time.
Yeah.
But something about Rodgers is like, first of all, he's always hurt.
Yeah,
and second of all, like I don't think he really gives a fuck about his teammates.
No, he cares only about himself and money, I think. His own family hates his guts. So that tells you all you need to know. So Patrick Mahomes, he took the ball. He was in shotgun, I think, and nobody was open. So nobody's rushing off the right end. So he ran over to the right and then ran for the, whatever. He had 40 yards to run. But he glanced back at the ref. I guess he was glancing back to see if he threw a flag. Apparently, that was his explanation.
Yeah, he said to see if there was a flag thrown.
Because he wasn't
on
going to keep running.
Because he didn't want to run otherwise.
Yeah. So he didn't see a flag.
What the fuck is the big deal about running?
I don't know. They looked at it and was like, oh my God, this guy is the great. I've never seen anything like this before.
You saw a guy who, if there was a penalty, what happens if that penalty was on
illegal hands to the defense?
Yeah,
in the face.
And so you stop running and run out of bounds because there's a flag on the ground? You'd be one of the dumbest players. Why are you even thinking about
I don't know,
that?
but I'm telling you, the media was all over it. This is the greatest thing. I've never seen someone look to the back. No shit. The running backs have been doing it since the beginning of time to see if anybody was behind them.
He said he didn't want to look to see if there was a flag because he didn't want to run that far.
Yeah.
It's he's jogging down the field.
He jogged for 40 yards.
Yeah. How out of shape are you that would have really...
You're in an NFL game. That sounds like laziness to me.
Exactly. That is the opposite of what you would want to hear from your players.
So anyway, and then just Wingo put it today. I was like, what the fuck am I missing? The level of swag. The level of swag, you fucking nerd. You white nerd whose dad owned a fucking famous magazine.
Who?
Fucking Trey Wingo.
What is dad own?
Who fucking knows? I forget what it's called. Doesn't matter.
Dad owned a mag?
This is a rich kid whose level of swag. Shut the fuck up. So I was watching, and then a guy from he was a Detroit Lions fan, whatever. Matthew Stafford threw this ridiculous ball, literally on a postage stamp, threw 4 Kansas City defenders into the end zone, into a perfectly into the guy's hands.
Give them the lead now.
And did you see this pass?
Yes.
And he was like, if Patrick Mahomes did this, ESPN would collectively come. Yeah. And I was like, that was the best tweet because it's exactly correct.
That is, seriously. Yeah, Rodgers always had that where, he'd do that thing where he'd run and throw off one foot and they'd be like, this guy's the fucking glory and blah, blah, blah. It's
best thing I've ever seen. But nobody cares about, they just care about quarterback fucking style points, you know what I mean? Yeah. Mahomes can throw a no-look pass. Rodgers can throw it 800 yards in the air for a Hail Mary win. Nobody cares that Tom Brady can check down to the open receiver on his fourth read on the best defense in the league and get a 9-yard gain when he needs 8. Nobody cares.
No, it is hilarious about that no-look stuff.
Yeah.
It's Mahomes has messed up once on a no-look pass.
Yeah.
In a game they won by 30.
Yeah.
I've seen that highlight of him overthrowing Kelsey maybe 400 times in my life.
Oh, yeah. Way over his head.
Yeah, and it's all right, it does kind of work for him, but they, won't... it's something about, people
Once he's
just
done it twice and it worked once?
It's worked... No, he's done it a decent amount, but they just can't really handle the fact that it didn't work out. It's what's the big deal? He tried something
I don't know. It's going to end bad for him one day. I'm telling you, I remember Tom Brady got knocked on his ass one time and threw a pass to the left, to Patrick pass in the left flat, and he ran for 10 yards. And I was like, oh, that was awesome by Brady. And then he did the exact same thing the next week, and he threw an interception, and it was almost a pick six. And I was like, all right, don't do that again. Yeah, I'm just not going to try that one more time. So there was a couple of rumors popped up this week. Stephon Diggs wants out of Minnesota, and everyone's been saying there was a no-name guy on Twitter saying they're working on a trade to the Pats. Yeah. I don't even know they can make the money work.
Well, I guess that's the big issue is his money is messed up, but
it's higher than everybody in the fucking team.
It would be nice if they... Is it really? They showed that stat. I saw that where between Thielen, Stephon Diggs, and Kirk Cousins, they're making
it's got to be 80% of the team.
It's $200 million in worth of maybe more. Maybe it's $250 million, but they're getting But they're the worst passing team in the NFL.
Yeah. Diggs is good. Thielen's really good. Cousins is terrible. That's the problem. Cousins has got a guaranteed contract, a fully guaranteed contract. It was like $180 million or something. And Diggs is getting a lot. He makes like $15 million a year. I don't know how you could fit him on this team.
Jesus.
That would be the issue. But apparently the Patriots are going for it. That's all I know.
Well, they're definitely doing something because they clearly went after AB for a reason. They do need another piece.
Yeah. One more piece would, like, you saw how dominant they were with Antonio Brown.
Yeah. And you give them, like, I mean, maybe Ben Watson is going to be all right, but, like, people keep saying, like, oh, Ben Watson's coming back. Like, we're getting Ben Watson. It's like, he's a 39-year-old tight end. Yeah. He's not going to solve all your problems.
He can't block anymore. He's going to get, like, 8. He'll get, like, 40 to 50 yards a game if you're lucky.
Yeah, I was going to say 3 catches for 37 yards.
He's going to be like a 30 to 40 yards a game.
Yeah.
You know,
a
fucking
guy you can rely
shot.
on. Like, he'll be fine.
Maybe in
the
red zone a couple times.
What the fuck do you think he's going to do? You think he's going to come in and catch 8 catches for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns? Like, that's not happening.
In reality, I think you just got to wait for N'Keal Harry to come back.
Yeah, but I don't even know how good he is.
You don't. Nobody does. But he's somebody. You know what I mean? He's your first-round pick. He's got to be there. I'm glad you brought up Antonio Brown, by the way, because I cruise Instagram from time to time. And I started following Antonio Brown when they signed him. And I haven't stopped yet because he went fucking off his rocker, Charlie Sheen style. And he'll post a picture, you know, almost every day. And then, like, now he's trying to get more like I'm a good guy type shit on there instead of, like, being crazy for the last week he was after he was cut. And then now he's like helping like Pop Warner kids and shit like that. And Tom Brady's always liking and commenting. And I'm like, he's like the ex-girlfriend that still loves his ex-boyfriend, but it's like trying to show that he's cool with it. Like, I think there might be something to, like, he really likes him because he really wants him on the team badly. Like, he's really upset that they cut him.
Well, if you look at him at just a football player, he practices harder than almost. He's like Dennis Rodman in a sense. Like, these guys are like, if you just take what they do on the field or whatever, yeah, I mean, Antonio Brown is a phenomenal player that you want on your team.
He would have been great on the Patriots in the 80s. You know what I mean? Just no consequences. You know what I mean? Nobody knows what you're doing behind the scenes. Just play football.
I'm still not even sure. Like, obviously he's a fucking dud, but I mean, I don't even know if if you brought him back, like, he could probably play next week, right?
Yeah, he could. But here's the thing: is like he still never met with like the NFL at all. Like, never met with them.
The NFL is a fucking. I'm out on the NFL.
Yeah.
They are fucking terrible.
So,
they're the biggest phonies of all time. Like, the breast cancer thing is my favorite thing.
They
of
really
all time.
stopped that, didn't they? They were just like, we got busted on this one.
Yeah, they were donating 10% of the profits, which turns out to be less than 1% of the cost of the pink jersey that you were buying.
25% of the season, they were wearing pink jerseys,
and they were donating less than 1% of that money they were getting from that. Yeah. They were. It's just. I mean, they're a fucking wonderful organization.
Yeah. Well, I really think that's one time I've ever been like, okay, like Brady's really probably pissed about this, and so was Belichick, I think, because I think Kraft made the call on that.
Yeah. Once he started, because Kraft all of a sudden they started talking about all his, which. I don't even know. Kraft, all these guys are such egomaniacs.
Yeah.
Like, if you're Kraft, like, how about you just not be in the limelight for a year?
He's on the limelight. I haven't even seen him at all this year. What's he been doing?
I don't know. It seems like he's
got jerked off once himself.
Yeah, but he's still, I don't know. I would just kind of I would keep a low profile, but he definitely got rid of Antonio Brown because
I don't think, because Belichick let him practice on Friday.
Yeah. It wasn't Belichick's call. Belichick did not give a fuck.
He practiced on Friday, and he was cut the same day after practice. So I'm going to guess Kraft did it.
Yeah.
Because Antonio Brown did, an Instagram to fucking, like, Belichick and Brady saying, like, love you. And then Kraft was out. So, like, I don't know. I mean, if I could see, if he was to ever come back to any team, I would say it would be New England, but that would be it.
He'd never trash Belichick.
Or Brady.
No. And I think he knows that Kraft was the one who wanted him up.
Well, he shit on Kraft. Like, he said something like Kraft got caught in the parlor, something like that.
Yeah, because
different strokes for different folks, he said.
100% that is why he's not on the team anymore, is because if Kraft never got caught, then there would be nothing to talk about with Kraft and his bad image. So they would have never cut him.
Well, I don't think he likes the idea of, like, he was, like, intimidating a girl or something. Who the fuck knows? Doesn't matter. I don't even want to get into it, but it's not coming back. It's Stephon Diggs time, baby.
What
Anyway,
Emmanuel Sanders they're talking about?
I would love Emmanuel Sanders. He's cheaper, and he's way more of a Patriots player, and it seems like to me.
If by Patriots player, you mean another guy under 5'10" that plays receiver?
Quick.
Yeah, he's a Patriots player. God damn it, can we just get 1'6" receiver?
No, I don't need a 6'1". I need a 5'9" white guy that dominates in the intermediates. That's where I need my guys to be. And then I also need a tight end that's 6'7" and runs like a gazelle.
They should have signed Danny Amendola this year.
Fuck him, too.
I would have loved Amendola.
I'm still sick of him.
Oh, yeah, when he cried after...
after
not
Malcolm
liking
Butler. I'm still sick about that.
Butler's having a good year.
Is he? I haven't watched him.
No, he's not. It turns out he's the worst cornerback in football.
Is he really?
He's not good.
Oh,
Last year he was pretty bad, and I don't think he's much better this year.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do?
Logan Ryan's good, though.
I like Logan. I like them both. I mean...
I like Butler, always. I always liked I like the way he played.
Yeah. So we got the Redskins this week on the road, 15.5-point favorites, which didn't even change after Gostkowski got put on IR. Interesting. The Redskins are bottom 5 in points scored against, penalties per game, third down conversions. So just not very good at anything.
They don't have any wins, right? And they just lost to the Giants.
They played a couple close ones. Like they lost to the Cowboys by like 11, and they were beating the Eagles up until the end there, and they lost at Philadelphia, which is pretty good.
And they lost to the Giants. But they got
lost
kind of
to the Giants.
steamrolled by the Giants. And
they did get steamrolled by the
their
Giants.
coach could get fired any
He's supposed to
week
get fired like literally today, or like I think they're going to let him coach one more week and then they're going to fire him.
Yeah, I mean it kind of makes sense. Like we're going to lose to the Pats, you might as well lose to the Pats
And then go
0-5. And then
so it would make it look worse.
I don't know what happened to him.
I don't know. I don't follow much Redskins chatter. I do know that they give up 147 yards rushing per game, so this would be a nice game to get Sony Michel and the offensive line going. I mean, that's a perfect situation.
Do we know who's starting for them?
No, they don't even know.
If they're smart, they start Case Keenum and lose by 10. If they're dumb, they start Haskins
and lose by 20 something.
35, yeah.
Haskins has to be better than everybody else.
No, he's not.
He has to be.
He's not.
How can he not be better than Case Keenum?
Know who else isn't better than Case Keenum? Cordell Jones, the quarterback that got drafted by the Raiders. Who also, like, you can just go back to Jason Barrett, who was phenomenal at Ohio State, broke records.
Who was the guy that won the Heisman? And like
Jason Barrett.
No,
JT Barrett or whatever.
TJ Smith, Troy Smith? Was it Troy Smith?
Another guy. I think he might play wide receiver now for the Browns.
No, this is way long ago. He was like, he got drafted not high though, and then he went to, I remember he was on Baltimore. I don't know if he got drafted there, but I just remember him being on Baltimore. He was a big fat guy. Looked like Jamarcus Russell, but he won the Heisman at Ohio State.
I'm telling you, Ohio State quarterbacks, name a good one. There's never been one, and I don't think there's ever going to be one.
I can't think of any.
They're not good.
Although I don't know much Ohio State
name a good
trivia.
Urban Meyer quarterback.
Tebow,
yeah.
at Florida.
Rex Grossman was not his quarterback.
I
don't know.
I mean,
did Utah have a quarterback when he won?
Wasn't Alex Smith the quarterback?
Was that under Urban Meyer?
I think he had Alex Smith and Steve Smith. I think they were pretty.
He's
together.
probably their best. Steve Smith went to Utah.
Yeah, it was Steve Smith and Alex Smith.
Steve Smith,
so
the wide receiver, went to Utah. I fucking love Steve. He might be my favorite player of all time.
They were good.
But no.
That's when Utah got good. And they haven't stopped being good since.
Yeah, Alex Smith is probably their best. He was, I mean, yeah. He's still at
He's Washington.
But is he gonna come back?
I don't think so. I
he
think
got a fat daddy contract too.
His knee got like ripped to
his
shreds.
leg. He got the Hayward injury.
Yeah.
Which seems to be happening more and more.
Oh, was it like his leg twisted around or whatever?
No, it snapped in half. It was like sideways.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, it was disgusting. So they're gonna lose by.
Yeah.
I mean, the Pats should win this game by 25.
I got 34-10 Pats.
34-10. I don't even know. I have 32-6.
Ooh. Okay. I mean, we're on the road. I mean, the defense is going to slow down a little bit here, I would think.
They have nobody. They have like a second-year running back who's a bum. They have a couple
Adrian Peterson,
who I love.
Yeah.
I still
Vernon Davis, the tight end.
He's 100.
They were weird. They do have a weird team where like either your players are 1,000 or your players are 19.
I can't name one. Did you see that they retired? Who's the linebacker they had forever that used to lead the league in tackles every single year?
London Fletcher?
Yeah, London Fletcher. They retired his number.
Oof.
They spelled well. I mean, he's retireable. Like he's fucking awesome.
He played for like 10 teams though. He was on the Bills for like 8 years.
He dominated for the Redskins for a long time. Yeah. When they retired his number, they put his name up on like the Ring of Glory or whatever.
Oh,
they spelt his name wrong.
Are you fucking kidding me?
It's so Redskins perfect.
London
Fletcher. I think they spelled it with an E instead of an O. It was fucking perfect.
So, I mean, that's all I have email questions, but I know you got to go.
Yeah, I got to run. Got a quick spot.
All right. Well, you want to run through these real quick?
Yeah, fire
2
away.
minutes. All right. So, Joe in California. Can the Patriots match the Ravens defense of 2000, who gave up 165 total points, which is like a little bit over 10.5 points per game? Right now, the Patriots are giving up 6 point something points. It's like almost impossible to do now.
Yeah, I was going to say the problem with that is like teams are going to start putting up.
There's no way you're giving up less than 25 to the Chiefs. Like, there's no way. Like even if it's at home, I mean, what's the best case scenario? 17.
They would have to get to week 8 with like 40 points.
Yeah, exactly. Because the second half of the season,
they might only let up. Yeah. So they let up 0.
I think they have Redskins, Giants, Jets, and then
that could be.
I don't know who 8
that
is.
That could be 20 points right there.
Yeah, they could literally get to week 8 with like.
So how many?
Like 60 points.
10 and
they've given
3?
up 14.
Oh, I forgot
plus
14.
They give up 17 points. And what did they give up this week? Yeah, 27 points they've given up total.
So if they get 20 more in the next 3 games,
they have to give up something like 6 points, or they have to give up something.
How much does like the punt or the pick six? Like, do those points count against them?
Yeah, killed them basically because they would have given up 0 points in that game.
So they would technically the defense has given up 13 points.
Yes.
They could potentially win that. They could potentially do that of only points let up by the defense.
Yeah, but that's not how it works.
No, I get that.
Because I don't know how many points the defense didn't let up against the 2000 Ravens. I'm sure Trent Dilfer threw many a pick six.
I mean, I really do think it's possible because, I mean, besides the Eagles, the Cowboys, and the Chiefs.
Browns.
Fuck the Browns. Like, Baker is going to get destroyed by the Patriots.
Yeah.
Jamie Collins is going to have a field day with Baker.
Yeah, but they have so many good players. Like, it's hard to, like, keep Odell Beckham, like, just dominate Odell Beckham the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, he always makes a play. But the last time they played Odell, he had 1 catch for 97 yards.
It's a touchdown. Yeah. Exactly.
Like, it's not like he had, like, an outstanding game. He had, like...
Against Malcolm Butler, by the way.
Yeah.
But it wasn't his fault. All right, Steven Chelsea. Can we get AB back? Team is doomed on offense without him. Here's another guy that's, like, off his rocker. Emails me constantly about... He's just fucking completely over the fucking... off the reservoir.
I mean...
Yeah,
I think AB could come back.
He's not coming back. He's done. He's not. If he's coming back anywhere, it's going to be to New England, and he's not coming back ever. I'm telling you right now. Doesn't matter because he's so fucking crazy that he won't like even meet with the NFL.
No, he's too.
Talk to them. He doesn't care. It's not happening. Just fucking get your mind set on N'Keal Harry coming in week 8.
What about $1 million?
What, to bring him back?
Yeah.
I would bring him back for $10 million. You don't think I care about the money? I don't care about any of the money.
But I think they might do it if they're like, hey, you can play.
Dude, here's the thing is the minute he sets foot in Foxborough, it's going to be a media hellstorm from all angles. They're going to be writing stories. Everyone's going to be digging up anything he did. Oh, he stole a newspaper in 1981. Nobody cares. It's just anything. They're going to take anything to get him on the Patriots. I swear to God, if he signed with Kansas City tomorrow, you wouldn't even remember anything happened. There would be nothing. Maybe local Kansas City media would pick up the trash like they did with Tyreek Hill, but like it just wouldn't be as mainstream and crazy as it was in New England. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
where
fair.
the Sports Illustrated's like opening with it, like writing.
Also the Boston
he had a
Globe-
girlfriend in '97 who he said was a cunt.
The Boston Globe hates the Patriots.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, we're not going to get into it right now, but the Boston Globe wrote a whole article about how this.
Didn't they have to apologize or something?
No, this is way, way, way off topic.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, this is. You're like, why did you even bring this up? I thought you had to leave. But the Boston Globe wrote an article with this guy who he's basically like. I'm not even gonna get to it. This is a political thing about a pedophile that they didn't bring up the pedophilia once in a whole article.
How does it have anything to do with anything?
I just read it today. I was like, this is fucking insane.
See, you're still reading print. That's the problem. So last question, that I chose. Adam from Spotedtown, New Jersey, which is a funny name. So big fan, long-time listener, first-time emailer. Does it look like Josh Gordon has lost a step? Well, I don't know if he's lost a step from last year, but he's lost a step from 2013. I mean, he missed. What did he miss? Like 80% of his games. from then?
I want to say all his drops this week were.
Did he have drop? Oh, he had one drop. Yeah, he did.
He had a couple. I
remember the one drop.
He had another ball where he could have caught it. He had one drop.
Yeah.
And he had another ball he could have caught, I think maybe two balls he could have caught where he used to. But that thumb is really probably fucked.
Yeah. He fucking dislocated his fingers like the week before.
He's playing with one
His
thumb.
speed still looks fine. He's just.
He's ripped.
And the McDaniels has to be a better job at scheming him open, like he did on that fucking crossing pattern with the fake what do you call it, like pass interference thing that McDermott went freaking out about, where he didn't even touch the guy and he fucking challenged it like a baby.
That is the dumbest thing of all time because that's not what that. There's a couple challenges this week where it's like, why are you challenging pass interference call? Like it has to be blatant.
Yeah.
And they're doing like these ticky-tack ones. It's like, you're never going to win
Yeah,
that
they're
call.
going to fix it. No, then they'll take it away, too. They're going to
NFL's
reel it
doing
back.
right. No,
they're doing a good job of it, I think. I mean, Sean McDermott, that was ridiculous. Like, everybody on the field, like, when they show the slow, like, maybe you don't see it on the field, but, like, somebody in the booth be like, no, you'll look silly.
Yeah.
Like, because he ran at the cornerback and then dove out of the way, just, like, slow him up so, like, he didn't get ran into. The cornerback should have been smart enough to run into him.
Yeah.
That's
seriously.
what you should have done. That's what a smart football team would have done.
They're also like, that was such a panic third quarter challenge.
Yeah.
Like, that really, like, sent, like, a...
But didn't he throw a pick after that anyway, so it didn't even matter?
Yeah, but it was like, they didn't need... You don't need to challenge. Yeah. I don't know. That was dumb.
Whatever.
That coach sucks.
He annoys the shit out of me. So you got a spot. You got anything to plug?
Nothing really. Just fucking... at Maybe It's Tyler.
Ooh.
Join me on Twitter. Join me in the fight against Frankie.
Yeah. It's a battle. He went after fucking Kyle Van Noy this week.
I don't even understand why.
Unreal.
He doesn't...
He goes after his son's name.
It's funny because he just says... Frank
Outlandish shit.
He does it in 3 words every time.
Yeah, but he tweets once a week, and it's always a shot at me or
It's
a shot.
always shots at people.
Yeah, it's always a shot. He's a troll like you sometimes. Everyone's a troll. So anyway, as always, we're on Spotify now. Malcolm Go Podcast at gmail.com, at Brady Disciple, at Malcolm Go Pod, at Maybe It's Tyler. I'm at Disney World. Ooh, next week.
Ooh.
Might if we're not too banged up, we should do a pod Sunday night. If we can. That way, if not, you might not get a pod next week. That's your
you're
problem.
gone the whole week?
I'm gone Monday to Saturday. We can bang one out Saturday night though. It's up to us. We'll figure it out. Anyway,
After the game.
yeah, we can do one this Sunday after the game when we're in the bag.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I like it, and I'm almost thinking we should do it
Have a couple whiskey drinks.
right after I retired. I'll bring tequila over. I'm thinking we do it right after the game, like directly during the 4 o'clock games. We do it.
Yeah, I'd love it.
Yeah, I'm in.
Have Red Zone on. A couple of men.
Get a couple boys. Get Frankie. Get Dom.
A couple of men over here having some whiskey shots.
Yeah, we'll have a live action.
Jerk
pod.
each other off. Enjoy
So
ourselves.
I got an Australia listener who wants to come join the pod and come Thanksgiving time. So
I love an Australian listener.
we have a few Australian listeners.
Aussies.
He's
Down
passing-
under. Mate. Isn't that good?
Yeah, he's passing the word a lot down there.
Love it. They love us down there. Man, we're big Malcolm Go Down Under.
Absolutely.
All right. Remember, subscribe, rate, tell your friends. Go Pats. Go Sachems.
Do your job. All right, don't try to make too much out of it. Just do your job. 7, 8 months ago, right? All for this moment. It's about honor. It's about respect. We win this game, you're honored. Your kids are honored. Your families are honored. We are free.
Stack receivers, two to the right. Russell Wilson extends the hands he has. Wilson, quick throw. And it's intercepted. Intercepted to Malcolm Butler. Butler has it at the 1. Malcolm Butler stepping.
And Warner goes back to throw, and here's the blitz by Mike Vrabel. The pass is intercepted. They got by Taiwan. 30, 25, 20, 15, touchdown. Taiwan picks it up and takes it to the house. For Adam Vinatieri, 48-yard field goal attempt. Set to go. Snap, ball down. Kick up. Kick is on the way, and it is good. It's good. It's good. Adam Vinatieri booms a 48-yard field goal, and the game is over. And the Patriots are Super Bowl champions. The Patriots are Super Bowl champions. The best team in the
Hey! Did it.
I love you, man.
Did it, bro. I love you. I love you. You worked your ass off.
You're the greatest quarterback in the world, man.
Hey, I love you, man.